Is your Christmas Eve ruined already? If so, why? Some drunk bastard reversed into my downstairs living room at 10 AM. He then drove into the guy's who lives opposite's kitchen. He got arrested, then the fire brigade came and inspected the house to see if still structurally fine, so we had to evacuate, and they just now got done putting in wooden boards in the hole he left in the front of the house. Now we will have to get insurance involved and find builders, but everything is closed for now, so big headache. Wow, that sucks. I think you win this round. Edit. Well, at least at the time I posted this, but not after the baby post. Snowed in at a truck stop in Idaho. 1,300 miles from home. Also in Idaho, and the snow just keeps coming. My grandpa died 2 days ago. I was told to come into work today. Office ended up being closed, so went home. A brick fell off a truck and just broke my windshield on the way home. You might know this already, but those signs on trucks that say they're not liable for any damage from things that fall off them don't mean anything. If you got the plates on the truck, file a police report and make their insurance pay for your damage. My mum passed away 3 days ago, so needless to say I'm not feeling in a very celebratory mood. My dad passed away a week ago. I'm just trying to cope now. Fuck cancer. Nothing has gone wrong yet, but my husband did say something along the lines of, I hope you don't get me a for Christmas, and it's exactly what I got him. So, edit. If he is in any way not stoked about his gift, I'll for sure be showing him this thread, lol. Edit. He loved it, but for sure said no quote, thinking it was an everyday one, not a functional work one. Christmas was a success. Smiling face. I'm morbidly curious what it is. My daughter told me she grew up poor. We gave her a car for her 16th birthday, paid for countless summer sports, and paid at least half of her college, also paid for her wedding. Really bums me out. Ooh, she needs some poor friends. My mum was planning on having a little gathering. She just called me to let me know she's running a fever and cancelled. It's not often I get to see her, so I'm a little bummed. Nice, someone on here has a story that includes a mother they want to see happy for that, with the bad relatives stories mostly. I'm in the year because I sliced the tip of my finger off cutting bread. Did you get to eat the bread? Our baby's heart stopped beating 2 days ago at 34 weeks gestation. So now I have to deliver her on Christmas Day, knowing we'll never get to know her and watch her grow up, and we don't get to take her home. Then we get to come home and pack away her nursery and all the clothes we bought her. It's going to be rough. My grandpa died yesterday. My grandmother died in March, and I knew he wouldn't last long without her. But still hurts. Edit to add, thank you to everyone for the kind words. I always knew this day would come, and I am grateful for the time I had with my grandparents. Please hug your loved ones and enjoy your holidays as best as you are able. Brother-in-law threatened to shoot my wife. You may have topped my shitty Christmas Eve. Hands raised in celebration. My bed frame fell apart, so we're getting there. Jiggity. My kids told me my presents were lame and that they were embarrassed by me and couldn't wait to go to their dad's house. I'm having surgery on Tuesday and won't see them for 3 weeks. I know they're just kids, but it broke my heart. Eater. I got them everything that was on their carefully curated Amazon wish lists. Dad tipped them off ahead of time that their paternal grandmother had gotten them an Oculus Rift and AirPods. They're usually really good kids, and my ex and I cooperate wonderfully along with my husband. So I don't think it was malicious on his part, but it just really kicked me in the gut. Bro, if you are still on relatively good terms with their dad, I would let him know about that. A good dad would not allow his children to go unchecked about that. My husband tested positive for COVID before we could leave for my mom's, and 4 hours later she found out she has cancer. The family that came to visit is all sick with the flu. My stepkids came over with stomach bugs. Then the basement flooded. My friend suddenly passed away last night. Mine did as well 3 nights ago. I am not coping well. IDK man. Just not feeling Christmas at all this year. I usually get that Christmas excitement when I am able to find at least one special gift for someone I love. Just one special unique gift to one person is enough to get me excited for the holiday. Just the anticipation of watching them open it. That makes it Christmas for me. Wasn't able to do that this year, so it's been kinda meh. On the upside, it's the first year in years I haven't been a victim of Womageddon. My grandma passed away a few days ago on top of family drama and my childhood pet passing away. So many bad things happened at once that nothing is processing anymore and it doesn't even feel like Christmas is tomorrow. Major sorry for you, buddy. Hopefully you recover from that. Nope. Staying home. Have beer. Have video games. And it's raining. Nice. Enjoy. I'm a cashier in a Chinese takeaway. A person with a late delivery order shouted at me over the phone and screamed, "I don't give a toss that you're busy. I'm coming over and if it isn't ready you're going to pay." Bruh. Chill. Just picked up Chinese takeout and I'm so thankful they were open Christmas Eve. We had a call from the care home where my mother is staying. We went to say our goodbyes even though she's unconscious. The care home is currently under COVID lockdown, but they allowed us in. So we knew it was serious. The staff there have been fantastic. Update. Mum died just after midnight. She's at peace now. I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of you who sent me messages and comments of support and condolence. You are all so very kind. Cat died painfully on my living room floor. No vet was open. He was in pain and I couldn't do anything to help him. Buried him last night. He was my best friend. And he was only 4 years old. All I can think about is him crying and the scared look in his eyes. It was fucking awful. Mum died yesterday. Kinda put a downer on it. Edit. The amount of people reaching out to me is making this silly sod feel overwhelmingly cared for. Thank you to all of you for the awards and kind comments. I'm trying not to tear up. Edit 2. I've no idea what to say. I'm at a loss for words for the amount of support and advice I'm receiving. Hearing you all reach out to me, providing me with awards, messaging me with advice and your own stories is just crashing my senses. You should all be absolutely proud of yourselves for how you've made me feel. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. I hope you all have a fantastic day regardless of whether you celebrate the festive period or not. I decided to share Christmas with my boyfriend's family because I don't see them often and they've been asking for me, even though they don't like me. My mum lost her mind when I told her. It wasn't last minute either. I just told her, hey, I'm going to spend a few hours with boyfriend's family's Christmas day. I got called every name in the book. She hit me, and for the first time ever, I hit her back. Then to top it all off, this morning she threw the tree out the front door and told everyone I ruined Christmas. Like, WTF. I ruined Christmas. She ruined our relationship. That and it's 80 fucking degrees outside. My mother does this every time I try to spend a holiday with my husband's family. Except she goes for the subtle guilt trips. Sighing and carrying on about how she just can't enjoy it without me there. She has 2 other kids. I shattered my ankle last week. The next day, my husband broke his knee. Neither of us can walk or drive right now. My husband is bedbound till his surgery. My kid will be living with my brother and his family for the next several weeks since we literally can't take care of our child. I miss my baby so much. I already had my surgery, so I'm hoping to have my kid back in about 6 weeks. It is a hard holiday. I just want to be with my child. Thankfully, both sides of the family, his and mine, are stepping up and helping us. Doesn't make it any easier. Not easy at all, but wow. What a great support network. It's nice to have family be there for you, and it sounds like you have a lot of love around you. Took bottle of gin out of the bag. Put bottle of gin on the kitchen counter. Go get bottle of tonic from the storage closet. Return to the kitchen just in time to see the cat pushing the bottle of gin onto the floor. Rookie mistake. Next time, pour some for the cat right away and the cat won't try to open the bottle on its own. Deleted. Your husband needs to get her in line pronto. I just got a text from a girl that said my husband tried to hire her to fuck last night. I'm absolutely crushed. She sent screenshots. Update. She outed him because he declined her after finding out she was too far away. So, he didn't cheat. Just intended to. Obviously don't know if it's happened before. Don't know how she got my number. But that's creepy AF. I agree. Doesn't seem like a professional. Gross. Nonetheless, Reddit is saving me right now. Box him up under the tree. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. On the real though, I'm really sorry. Can't imagine how devastating that is, and I'm hopeful you have a good support system so you can get out quickly. Seems trivial to others, but I'm working today and everyone coming in is just the worst type of person. It's national a whole day and we're so busy. Witnessed a mum shove her kid in front of me too with no remorse. Hate seeing abuse in public too. How many times have you heard it sucks you have to work today from customers? I always hated that. My family is there. Plus I got deodorant from 3 different people independently, and at some point you just start thinking that they might wanna tell you something. I had to laugh out loud at that. I'm sorry. Found out at 20 weeks gestation our baby girl was given a fatal diagnosis. We now get to make the active choice to terminate a very much wanted pregnancy, and I have to go labor and push the baby out. I lost my grandpa this year. I have spent 21 Christmas Eves with him. And after dinner we always sat together and he told me stories about when he was a kid. I looked forward to it every single year. No gift was ever better than getting to be with him. Once I got older, we always did a shot of Grand Marnier before I left in honor of his father that he did the same with. This is the first time I haven't been excited for Christmas. And I am not ready to see his seat empty at dinner. It was ruined since 2 weeks ago when my fiance and I broke up. Almost 10 years together. So yeah, I don't really feel the holidays right now. Maybe next year. Edit. I'm sorry to hear so many others are going through the same thing this time of year. I hope you all find happiness. Merry Christmas, fellow hurt people. Same feeling here. Partner left me out of the blue in a parking lot when we were going to get a Christmas tree. Feels like I've been hit by a truck. Yes. Because someone hit and killed our dog. They didn't even stop. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. My Christmas was ruined a few weeks ago when I found out my wife, who's pregnant with our 3rd child, was hiding a chlamydia diagnosis from me. She admitted to the affair and is angry at me for finding out. Hitting up the gym and a lawyer. Hope you all have a better Christmas than I'm going to. She's angry at you? The entitlement. That's so fucked up. Mother-in-law appears to be on a rampage. My Mill and Sil planned Christmas events for that side of the family to take place next weekend without telling us. And we had already made plans to go visit my family. We asked if they would be available to spend Christmas Eve day all together instead, and they all said no. So we changed our trip to be today and tomorrow. 2 days ago we get a text asking if we want to spend Christmas Eve and day with them on top of night weekend. We said we couldn't because we changed our trip to accommodate the night weekend, and they told us they were all unavailable. My Mill had been calling repeatedly since then. I'm not picking, but apparently she is sobbing and telling my husband we are ruining Christmas. I will never understand why grown adults act this way. Geez, this woman sounds unhinged. Sorry you have to deal with that. Yep, 3 weeks ago I broke up and found out my dad has last stage lung cancer. Zero Christmas spirit in my home. Family drama. It's not Christmas till somebody cries. No one will see this, but maybe sharing it will help. My dad's in the ICU. He went in for an outpatient procedure and before they could even start his heart stopped. He's never had heart problems. They got him back. He's had what we think are weird reactions to the medication. But the nurses and doctors have been wonderful, and he was alert and responsive enough to basically tell my mum she needed to go home. If anyone reads this, we could use some good vibes, positive thoughts, prayers to any and all versions of God. Just something good, yeah. My dad got beat up when he was on a work's Christmas do. 2 men continually punched him and kicked him in the face when he was on the floor. Completely ruined my Christmas because I'm raging. Absolute bastards. Holy fuck. I'm raging and I don't even know you. I'm glad your dad is okay. Please know I'm ready to throw down on his behalf. Yes, because my girlfriend's mum, who I'm pretty close with, is dying from COVID. Plans are to take her off of life support on the 26th. I'm so sorry for you too. Had to decide that for mine this year, not COVID related. It's been hitting particularly hard today. Remember to be gentle with yourselves now and with everything that may come. Mum and stepdad got in a screaming fight. I started crying because I wish I was normal and I didn't have to go through this. My mum saw me and she got pissed at me for being oversensitive or whatever, so she threw all of my presents around the house and tore down the Christmas tree. I'm sleeping at my real dad's house tonight and tomorrow for Christmas. And we'll be going Christmas shopping together. I'm glad that I can at least have a normal person Christmas. But it's unfortunate that today's emotions will still be leaking into tomorrow. Hey, you are normal. Your situation is abnormal. Do not internalize their bullshit as yours. You're a sensitive soul living in unreasonable circumstances. Don't let them take your heart. Keep pushing through and one day their nonsense will be a distant memory. You'll get to build your own life. Enjoy the holiday with your dad. You deserve a lovely day. My wife already yelled at me for no apparent reason, so we are getting there. Holiday stress, man, it happens. I got yelled at for trying to help make green bean casserole, which takes 2 minutes with 3 ingredients, lol. In summary, my sister is a cunt. At in-laws. Constant fighting. Pretty shit. Last time I do this with wife. She won't listen, that is fucking toxic here. My parents basically admitted to giving up on me. Or rather, never trusting me to begin with, and disowned me. Along with their blatant favoritism of my brother. Bro, I'm sorry. Homeless shelter. Me too. Yes. I had to go into work for an emergency penis inspection. You'd leave us hanging like this, huh? So did the penis pass or fail? First Christmas sober, so it's not looking too promising. 2 years ago was my first Christmas sober. I was in residential treatment, got to stay through night 2. But let me tell you, you'll never regret not drinking. When you wake up, you'll be glad you don't feel terrible. It may feel pretty awkward being around people that are drinking through the holidays. But I promise, it gets easier. Hang in there. And I'm super proud of you, stranger. Yesterday my mom's cat somehow turned on our bathroom sink while we were all asleep. It was stopped and overflowing for IDK how long. It resulted in the dining room ceiling below to collapse. And then leaked into the basement onto the furnace, causing it to shut down, malfunction. We had no heat yesterday and part of today. Thankful there was no fire. Pretty much. Seeing as my grandmother died on Wednesday. Testing positive for COVID and being on mandatory quarantine. Everything is weird right now. Finally had the energy to make some of my favorite holiday cookies yesterday. Now I'm feeling too sick to actually deliver them. Fucking chemotherapy. Womp womp. My mum fussed at me for being in the kitchen and cooking someone's Christmas gift. I was specifically asked by my pregnant sil to cook her some of my special lasagna to freeze. I was making it along with 3 breakfast casseroles for tomorrow. When my mum came in and said that I should have made the lasagnas after Christmas, I explained that I had 2 of the sauces done so I could finish after Christmas if she needed the kitchen. She said no, she didn't need to use the kitchen, but I shouldn't be making them now. Frankly, if you don't need the kitchen, why does me being in the kitchen cooking one additional thing along with everything else such a big deal? No matter what I do, I can't win. Got treated like garbage and now they're mad at me that I'm mad at them. Shrug. Excuse me, I believe you dropped this arm. Long-term partner dumped me out of the blue 2 weeks ago when we were going to buy a Christmas tree. I'm really close with his family and spend every Christmas with them because mine is not good. We nearly lost both of his siblings this year and I can't stop crying. BC, I miss them all so much. Especially today, tomorrow. I still don't really understand what happened. If I had a nickel for every I was dumped while buying a Christmas tree comment in this thread, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Forces are trying to work against me. Got a letter yesterday from my provincial health insurance. They never got my income verified for last year. Check with CRA and sure enough they never received my tax return for 2020 despite me definitely sending it. Fuckers did nothing to notify me. Took care of that this morning though. I had to get up at 6 AM to go to work today. It's dead here at my office with just me here. But I have gotten a few calls from customers trying to make sure I can't get out of here early. Who the fuck is still doing residential contracted construction on Christmas Eve with snow coming down? Fucking amateurs. Having to get up that early already will make sure I am nice and tired come this evening. I'm too old for this shit. Who the fuck is still doing residential contracted construction on Christmas Eve? The dude a few replies up whose house got rammed by a drunk guy, I guess. I was supposed to work half a day today. I'm an electrician and I was doing some shutdown work at a plant near my house. I was only there for 10 minutes and the first hole I drilled in the wall started a fire. The fire spread throughout the walls of the factory and I've spent the last 5 hours with the fire department trying to get the fire out. Dunno about you but we're electricians, not firefighters. Hope you're safe, man. Spending it alone. Nobody's going to see this but I have to vent it. My father died this evening. He was beating COVID but then it took him. I spent every day with him in the ICU for almost a week. My mother and brother are sick with it as well and completely distraught. I just want to hold them. Amazon delivered my keyboard without a box. I'm kinda impressed. I have COVID and I'm in isolation. But seeing some other responses has really put it all into perspective for me. Stay safe everyone. Removed. WTF kind of asshole boss is he? Our boss sent a barrage of texts to a bunch of us last weekend. Starting 9 PM on a Friday. Over something that was already taken care of. They're insane. In a way, my wife divorced me. And it was with her family that we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas. My family doesn't always get together and when we do it is after the new year. So I have nothing to do or go today. Start your own traditions. Make yourself your favorite dinner. Take in your favorite show or read a good book. I know it sounds lame. But doing this has pulled me through some rough times. I hope your day looks up. I got COVID so I'm stuck alone this Christmas. But my mum mailed me some presents and I'll call her tomorrow morning to open them. So there's that. Feeling super lonely though. I don't own any decorations because I usually go home for the holidays so it's just not feeling Christmas-y at all. I got a notice of my new mortgage payments starting in February. My mortgage went up $500 due to property taxes tripling. From $1,500 to $2,000 is a big jump. My husband and I will probably be living paycheck to paycheck, upside down face. At least it's our property and not a rental. Is it too late to contest the property tax? Do you have homestead exceptions in your area? In-laws showed up at 6 PM on the 22nd. Phil tested positive for COVID at 10 AM on the 23rd. All our plans are ruined. My 94-year-old granddad went to the hospital last night by ambulance because he was afraid he was having a heart attack. He did not have a heart attack but he has pneumonia, which the doctor said is causing his lungs to swell and put pressure on his heart. He's also anemic and only has a temperature of 91.7 degrees F. My GF of 3 years, who broke up with me like 4 weeks ago, saying the distance between us is the problem, just posted pics of her and some unknown guy on a platform she thought I wouldn't know. Shouldn't be following her on anything. Will just cause trouble. My husband is suffering from sudden hearing loss and it's been getting worse. He couldn't hear me at the grocery store today and burst into tears. We made the decision to take a step back from hearing aids and learn ASL. It's been a rough day. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I've read through almost all of these comments and this one really hit me. I'm sure the fear when he couldn't hear you was so much for the both of you in that moment. I wish I had something to add or to help. But unfortunately I don't. I hope your situation gets better. There wasn't a massive blizzard to prevent me from having to go to my in-laws. I'm devastated. I tested positive for COVID today, so that's great. I don't know what the dog has been eating but she is farting so badly my eyes are watering too much to see the film. I have to go to dinner with a lady who's a friend of my mom's. I really don't like her and she's bringing her son along. Because he's moving to the same town I live in. They're trying to make us friends by association. It's just something you'd expect them to do if we were like 10. But we're all adults and he can make his own friends. It's not completely ruined it. But I'm definitely in a bad mood. Edit. They actually cancelled so my day has been saved. I flew down to Florida from Maine to see a friend I haven't seen in years. She's decided that I've gained too much weight. I'm a size 12 and 5 feet 10 to be suitable to hang out with her friends. I'm crushed. She's a size 00 and anorexic. I wish I had known. I didn't know she'd become this socially snobby. That's not a friend. In-laws giving lots of unsolicited advice on how to look after our 4-month-old daughter. Infuriating. Give them sex advice from Cosmo every time they bring it up. My girlfriend cheated on me while I was out of town. But unbeknownst to her I spent our holiday funds to fly back immediately. Wasn't supposed to return for another week. I caught her. She wasn't expecting to get caught and attempted suicide 3 different times, once with pills, once with drugs, and once with gun bullets. I kicked her out. She is now homeless and has been put in a psychiatric facility for a month. The money I gave her for bills has been spent on cheating. So now she's also losing her health insurance and cell phone. There is more. But I'll stop right here. I don't want to show up for Christmas Eve today. One of my favorite goats died today. Rip Fatty Patty. Whole family ignored my wife while she was opening presents. No one has a clue what she got as presents. They paid attention and made comments on each other person's gifts, including my own. But when it came for my wife to open presents no one gave a fuck. That sucks, but I'm glad she has someone like you to notice and carry some of the hurt. Mum is very drunk and shouting. You doing okay, op? My stepmom climbed through my room window at 3 AM because she found out that my siblings and I are spending Christmas with my mum and my grandpa. What? Well, I just swabbed my wife's nose with an at-home COVID test. Will let you know in about 10 minutes. Negative. So not ruined yet. I'm on duty on a warship, which includes not being with my wife and sweeping aimlessly 3 times throughout the day. Then standing 5 hours at a podium to watch no one come on board since it's Christmas Eve. I am just divorced today. Well, my granddad with dementia just tried to use the kitchen bin as a urinal, so could be better. Ruined. I work in a jail, and so I'm working Christmas Eve through the 26th. This holiday season, I haven't had one holiday off. They're gonna make me work New Year's too, and I was mandated to work that day. It would have been my day off. Yes, but it stems back from decades ago. Listen, for all you parents separated from the other maker of your child, Ren, please just remember that your kids didn't choose your partners. They didn't choose your life. You chose their life. Romantic relationships end. I get it. But don't use your children as pawns. Ever. Never ever. But, especially during holidays, there was so rarely ever any love or feeling of excitement. You were 7 minutes late bringing them back here last weekend. So I'm just going to make them sit here 7 minutes past your pickup time to prove how smart I am. Just the dumbest fucking shit. Turns out my wife, who I've been with for 10 years, has been cheating, having one night stands since we started dating. Did I mention we just bought a house a week ago? I just found this out yesterday morning. Yes, my sister died giving birth and then our house was hit by a tornado. Not the most ideal December, and it's carried over to Christmas Eve. Estranged mother entered my home while I was alone in the shower. I've been in the animal hospital since 7 AM and it is nearly 1 PM now. Still have not been seen. We had to put my dog down yesterday. My mum wanted her to live past the holidays, but I decided she was suffering too much to do that to her. She was my aunt's dog. My aunt died in 2018, so in a weird way she was the last surviving thing of my aunt, who basically made me the person I am today. I'm in a bar trying to drink it all away, but I'm a large man and it takes more than I'm willing to spend to make the pain go away. I woke up to dog diarrhea all over the house. And I mean all over. Looks like literal dog shit will be the only thing under the tree for me this year. Migraine. My brother didn't show up at all. He's in the house. Just doesn't want to come up. And then my father shouted at my sister because she didn't want to comply to one of his demands. I'm currently in my room dreading to go outside and face the situation. I'm thinking if not coming back for the holidays next year. I always leave my parents home depressed and it takes me a couple days to get out of it. I'm alone, watching Star Trek TNG, scrolling Reddit, eating spaghetti. Had 3 flights home cancelled in 2 days by JetBlue. Can't go home and see my parents. First ex-Mars alone. My mum died last year. To suicide. And I got diagnosed with cancer in November. My first chemo was 2 days after the 1-year anniversary of her death. I'm 17. You could say my Christmas is pretty fucked this year. I always visit family for Christmas. Deployed now, so none of that this time. Which is fine. Not my first deployment missing Christmas. I did get sick last night though. Not the best food here. And still feeling black. But my mum sent tons of care packages for everyone that came today, so that was perfect timing. Yes. In the middle of a breakup with my GF of 20 years, and my daughter is still oblivious since we won't be able to afford our own housing in the near future. So yeah, worst Christmas ever. My dog was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer yesterday and only has a couple days to live. Spent $7,000 getting that diagnosis. This dog kept me and my wife sane throughout the pandemic. And losing her is like losing a daughter. Big argument about forgetting something small. I'm so tired of being punished for being burned out. I can't keep everything on my plate and a smile too. Deleted. I've lost everyone. I'm going through a weird phase of not having a sense of self because of it. But I'm genuinely alone. And I don't know anyone. And I feel like I could just disappear or fall off the face of the earth and nothing will change. I honestly think I'm better off dead. It just feels that way. Power outage at 1:45 am. Baby monitor alarm went off. Apartment was warm enough so no big deal. But had to wake up and make sure the baby was doing okay. Then the apartment building fire alarms went off 3 hours later. Fire department came and shut it off 30 minutes later. Of course. The baby is now up and cranky. 20 minutes after the firefighters leave. Power is restored but the fire alarm goes off again. This lasts for another 20 minutes. So rough morning and got a cranky baby all day. Not even dark yet and I'm ready to pass out. Somebody died on my flight going home. My husband screamed at me for some reason I'm not aware of. Now I'll have to pretend to like him for 2 days. My external hard drive for my PC suddenly lost all data. Probably corrupted when I lost power the other day. But I realized this morning. It had all my important shit on it. My headphones broke. No more music for me. At least if I'm not home. My 4-year-old tested positive for COVID this morning. Husband is also showing symptoms. I'm pregnant. Also someone stole our debit card info this week and drained our checking and overdraft protection savings account. It's been a very bad week. My mom's elderly dog fell off their porch and hurt herself so badly they had to put her down. Poor boo boo. Got put down at noon today. I still haven't told my kids.